All right, what's up? Cuz we live. We in here.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the comments people saying.
Yeah, yeah. We going so to set it up, man. We about to talk about this. Pastor Jamal Bryant going on the Breakfast Club. I just saw this today, and he's talking about a 40-day fast against Target. We got a lot of commentary on the church Christianity with OGs Uncut. So we're gonna watch this real quick, and then we're gonna give our commentary on it. So I'm gonna let it play.
So people are asking, why did we pick Target when Walmart out of order, McDonald's is out of order, John Deere's out of order, Bank of America's out of order,
Amazon
is out of order? Right? Is we wanted to go, the African proverb says, if you want to eat an elephant, do one piece at a time. So we picked Target first for several reasons. Number one, Target is headquartered in the same city George Floyd was killed. When George Floyd was killed, Target came out, made an announcement that they're going to invest $2 billion in the Black business. $2 billion, drum roll. And it starts December of 2025. When Trump made the announcement January of 2025, they dishonored that commitment. So we wanted to hold them accountable because when they made the pledge, it had nothing to do with DEI. Secondly, I am embarrassed, Breakfast Club, to say to you, Negroes spend $12 million a day in Target. And I don't know any Black business that amasses that much money in any singular day.
Is it 12 million a day?
A day. Number three, Target is on 27 college campuses and not one HBCU. Number four, outside of the federal government, Target is the largest employer of Black people. There are 400,000 Black people on payroll and don't honor us. So if we're giving that kind of money, that much human capital, and to not honor us, I think is dismally disrespected. And because they're publicly traded, we wanted to see what will happen in those 40 days that shows the data. This is the impact when Black people walk away, and to share it with those sharecrops. So it will not just be 40 days, but every movement has to have a benchmark. It's got to have a strategy, and you got to have some data.
Why are you calling it a fast and not a boycott?
Yeah, I called it a fast because this was a call to the Black church to become active.
All right, let's stop right there. He's almost done, but I want to talk about what he said so far. It's a fast. They're urging Black people to not shop at Target for 40 days. And he stated the reasons. Overall, like you see in some of the comments, strategically, it's a step in the right direction. I want to start by giving credit where credit is due, right? I'm a fan of strategic thinking. And I think that with the way churches, especially Black churches, are positioned throughout the United States, this type of strategy is the least they can do in these times when we're looking at dynamics like George Floyd, DEI being rolled back and affecting Black people and stuff like that. In fact, this is a page out of the Montgomery boycott, the Montgomery boycotts back in the civil rights, where they did an economic withdrawal strategy to not participate in the busing system in order to demonstrate their economic power or the absence of the economic power. Same thing. So that's good. And I see people in the comments are excited about that. But what they just said is he mentioned something about the church becoming active again.
Coming what?
Active again, right? Like in the affairs of Black people and Black issues. And that's where my criticism enters the chat. Because one, George Floyd done been killed 5 years ago, damn near now. And the church was very silent back then and very confused as to how to mobilize itself and get involved. You know, in some ways, I think this is too little, too late. And I'll touch on that in a second. But just the strategy in general, I think is good. What I like about it is the fact that they actually have facts. They actually have perspective. The economic contributions that Black people are making to Target on a daily basis, where Target is involved politically. He talks about Target being on 27 college campuses, but on no HBCUs. I think those are all good data points to build a strategy around. But I think the church is too little too late. And I think this might be more of a political ploy on the part of the church than actually a step towards permanent involvement when it comes to the Black community. Anything from you so far?
Well, I like that he got guts to talk about it.
Okay.
That's what I can say. As far as the strategy, I mean, and the data, what he said, that should be motivation. But as far as target, when I hear it, it's like, once again, we're still looking for a handout from somebody else. Key point, the people that work for Target, the 400,000 that he said, that's cool and all, but when he's saying that Target was going to give us $2 billion, it's just like the laziness of Christians. You waiting for somebody to give you something. You know what I'm saying? If that $2 billion, that's our money. They ain't get $2 billion out the fucking sky to me. So I mean, to just target and not spend money with them because they made a promise to us, I'm not with that. That should just be a mindset, period, not just for Target.
But do you don't think you can have both? Like, you don't think that people should hold large organizations accountable to pledges they make, right? And then they use a political nuance to withdraw a pledge from.
I mean, I can understand the frustration where you're coming from with that, but at the end of the day, whatever we gonna do, I mean, one thing to call them out for it, but then it's another thing to tell people to withdraw for 40 days, or he said even if it's not 40 days, just withdraw spending your money with Target. I mean, at the end of the day, Target gonna make money regardless. Out of that 12 million that Target make, I think he said 12 million of that is just strictly from Black people, or that as a whole.
No, from Black people per day.
Per day. So that means they got to see from people's accounts and stuff how many Black people buy out their store. That's 12 million. Okay, then cool. And they were supposed to give us 2 point something or $2 billion by the end of this year to help fund Black businesses. I mean, that's cool. I think from my point of view, I think what he needs to do is, like, I think you spoke on it in some way. Just tell us where these fucking Black businesses are, and just tell us where to spend our money. Do the data in every major state.
I think
Give
that
us
may
a
be
list of
forward.
Black
I don't know if
businesses.
we're organized on that level yet, but in terms of where to redirect our funds as opposed to just withholding them, where to redirect. And we're gonna talk
That's what
about
I'm
that.
saying. So that's what, because it's very bland. He knows where Target fucking started at, or the headquarters where George Floyd got killed or whatever. Nigga,
Symbolic.
tell us where these Black businesses are at.
We're gonna get there. And but I don't think his strategy was intended to include that, but that's gonna be a part of the criticism that's coming up shortly, right? So it's let's
Something happened silently that scholars and historians are going to have to pay attention to. The rise of Black Lives Matter, Charlemagne, was the very first movement of civil rights for Black people that was not birthed out of the church. The very first civil rights movement that happened that didn't have a religious leader at the front. And so the Black church is going backwards. This is the largest demographic of Black people since we've been in America who don't go to church at all, who don't subscribe to organized religion. We're at 28%. The largest amount of Black people who self-identify as atheists.
That's
who say they don't believe in God, don't believe in nothing. So this was a call specifically for Black Christians to show the younger generation our head is not in the sand. We're a part of it, but we're aligning it with prayer. That those 40 days is a high holy season for the Christian community. We're praying because this is a spiritual warfare that we're under with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. With all of the things that are happening with these executive orders, marching is good, protesting is necessary, petitions.
All right. Let me jump in here because this is where I started to have the problem with the conversation, because breaking down when you look at our demographic and our contribution to Target and why Target is significant in becoming the target for economic withdrawal strategy, I get it. I'm with that. I like it. What I don't like is, one, the church has been asleep. Your head has been in the sand, and that's been the issue. And now he's trying to poke his head out of the sand with some motion, some strategy. But George Floyd passed 5 years ago, and now finally y'all are trying to do what you probably should have been doing over these past 5 years, now because you're scared with what Donald Trump and his vice president are doing. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the judgmental separatist attitude already. He's saying that he mentioned just a statistic that the Black Lives Matter movement was the first, civil rights movement that wasn't backed by religion. True. And then he mentioned that there's a 28% decline in people who identify with any religion, but he called those people atheists. That ain't true. A lot of them folks just identify as spiritual. They still believe in God. They still believe in something. They just don't identify with organized religion. So it's already a casting judgment on folks around belief, that now Christians are trying to step in and lead the way when y'all been silent and coward this whole time. So I really got an issue with that. And then the fact that he's saying we want to do this strategy, but we want to line it with prayer. What has prayer done in the past? I'm sure y'all were praying. I think that's all the church did when George Floyd died, was pray. And what good has that done? Because we're here now. So that's my initial thoughts on, just the critiques of that whole thing. Go ahead, man. Rock out.
Okay, I was waiting until you was done. For one, not only I go to this one real quick is that the only reason why he's making a fuss because something was promised to you, something that you was looking forward to getting. That's one. Secondly, right. What he's talking about, religion and spiritual warfare ain't got shit to do with it. You know what I'm saying? He that's what fucks it up. He had me until he started talking about religion and Christianity and the atheists and shit. And then he's saying this what's going on with Trump or whatever and the DEI. This is spiritual warfare. This does not have nothing to do with spirits. This doesn't have nothing to do with religion. So that's where I got mad. It's like, here we go. Now I understand the what they call in church the mantle, and you're a man of the cloth. But like they say, leave politics, and leave religion where religion is. I'd have felt he was more gangster if he never even brought up anything about religion, anything about prayer, anything about any verbiage that had anything to connect with religion or Christianity.
Yeah.
If he'd have just kept it straight political out his mouth, I'd have been rocking with him.
Or straight strategic. I agree with you, because that's where I didn't like. That's the turn he made that I didn't like, because as soon as he start to try to layer the Christian part on top,
that's when
we see a few things. One, the judgment comes in. Now everybody who don't identify with religion is all of a sudden atheists, right? Like, you can't still believe in God or a creator but not identify with organized religion. A judgmental attitude. And now claiming that the church is now taking action again. This whole thing is political, because even let's say it was spiritual warfare, let's entertain that. Then why have you been silent up until this point? You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, being silent. I mean, the reason why he was silent because it was never nothing. It was. I
Churches in
don't
their
know
own
when
world.
Target. I don't know when Target promised this $2 billion. He said they're
Yeah.
supposed to give it to us the end of December. So I don't know when Target promised this. So it goes back to what you said. Where was this political talk during the George Floyd thing? Where was this political talk when they wanted to shut down churches? Why wasn't you saying shit then? Now, when
Yeah,
it
the church
comes to
was
money, now you got something to say. Now you telling people to withdraw from Target. Let's go on a 40-day fast. Like all that.
right.
That's 40-day fast is like, dog. Keep it like it's like what Jesus said: "Give unto Caesar what Caesar's, and give unto God what's God." Nigga, you see, cause see, when he throw Christianity in, it gives people like me ammo to jump down your throat. If you'd have just kept it strictly politics and say what we need to do as a people and left religion out, he would have had more steam. But as soon as he 40-day fast and shit, I'm
You
thinking
didn't
it's
like
something
that. Yeah.
religious. And then when I look at the breakfast joint, I was like, nigga, okay. It's like what you say, cuz when you break stuff down with people, you gotta compartmentalize and stick to one main topic, because if you jump from
Right.
here to here, you can lose people because you bouncing
Right.
around.
Right.
That's what he fucking did. After he started throwing that Christian, these atheists and these people like this, now you done made
Yeah.
them do
It's
this. I don't want to
that,
hear you now. You had
that's my
all the
problem.
people. You had all
You
the people. But then when you start saying we're atheists and this and that, you done lost
exactly.
over half of the people right there just for
Exactly,
saying
right?
that.
Separation of saints in society, right?
Yeah,
Because see, even when Martin Luther King Jr. and them used the church to
yeah,
mobilize for social causes, they didn't, it to my knowledge, they didn't create that judgmental separation between
exactly.
people who were in church or not. They just
It
had a
shouldn't fucking
strategic
matter.
agenda. They had a strategic agenda for everybody who was impacted. That's it. But now to throw
Yes.
in this whole atheist thing, see it shows his real agenda. You're really recruiting for the church because
Yeah,
you understand that there's a decline in church affiliation, people who
uh,
are Christians who affiliate as religion, period. So now you're trying to show face and show up as if you're doing something impactful so that the church can be put in a good light and you can attract people. That's what this is about. That's
bringing
why,
people back together for the church, not about
yeah,
this.
you're recruiting. So on the
Yeah,
surface, I respect it because I respect strategy. But when you start throwing in all the religious stuff and the atheism and all of this stuff, it shows where your true hand is at, where your motive is at.
yeah,
Now, we talk. This is something I know you were bringing up earlier. I'm a bring back around now. I tell you about how I'm not a fan of just economic withdrawal with no follow-up plan. In other
yeah,
words, when folks say, don't spend your money with Target, don't spend your money with Walmart, Nike, whomever, but then there's no plan for where to redirect those funds
hmm
into Black enterprises.
hmm
And that's what I know you were bringing up earlier. I think that's what's missing here too. Yeah, it's good to flex the muscle, but if you want permanency, if you want change, where can we take those dollars and redirect them? Do we have a network of Black businesses nationwide where we can find the kind of products and services that we were getting at this other store? And now we can go there,
yeah,
and that's what I was telling you before. I think if churches really want to get on the ground and get active, what churches need to do is survey their community. What's the Black businesses? What's the Black business makeup look like within a certain radius of your church? Because you got people coming from your community. Poll those people, survey those people. What are the Black businesses that are out there that you go to and you shop to? Catalog that. if you map that out across a city, a zip code, a state, a nation, then we know what's what in terms of black businesses everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was getting at is like you did all this research with Target. Like, for instance, I don't know where the Breakfast Club is located, what state it's in.
I think it's in New
You could
York.
be like, just right here in New York. I think it's in New York. Y'all got black businesses, bam, 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 bam. Like, nigga, show us that you did research where these businesses at. You know where the Target was. You know that most of the Targets are by major colleges and not at no HBCU schools, but you ain't said not nothing about any stores or any black enterprises or companies. You ain't name off at least 5, but you
I
know
agree,
all
man.
this research. Like, if he was
I
gonna do it,
agree.
he could say it right here in New York. Y'all got black businesses that y'all may not know about. Boom, 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 boom. And then they be like, damn. And then Charlamagne could be like, where do we go, or where do we go on the computer to find out where these businesses are at? But he
Yeah.
never gave Charlamagne the chance to do that because he jumped right into religion. And right there, that's where I was like, bullshit. I call bullshit. You
Yeah.
low
And in
key
fairness,
recruiting, you low key trying to recruit people, but you using this Target shit as your motive. That's all you
right.
doing, dog.
In all fairness, I haven't seen the whole interview. I saw that part where they talk about the 40-day fast. I'm sure they talk about other stuff. I'll watch the whole interview later, but I don't know if they went into black businesses and stuff like that. But I just think that leadership like Jamal Bryant, that they can put together uh, a mapping of black businesses where they are, and he can connect with leaders, church leaders in other places, big church leaders. You talk about mega churches, you getting a lot of money and a lot of participation. Connect with your smaller churches and map out black businesses in your area, in your state, and then connect these things, and then we can see what black businesses we got, what products and services are being offered, and what products and services are missing in the different areas. And now when we talk about taking up money, we got a purpose. Well, we need this
I
kind of
mean,
business
yeah,
in
that's
these
what I'm
areas.
saying. They can at least tell us, say, like, if I was to guess or speculate or assume where a lot of black businesses might be, I might say Atlanta.
Oh
At
yeah,
least tell
Atlanta's
us.
full of them, but
So
that's
just
just one city
say for
though.
instance Atlanta. People can be like, you know what? More black people say, you know what? I want to move to Atlanta. They got a lot of rich black people that can help me start my business.
Well, you
Or
already, yeah.
you
I,
can
I get the example,
order.
but a lot of people are already oversaturating Atlanta for sure. I think your internet is froze, cuz T-Rex internet is frozen. See if we can bring him out and bring him back in. T. T-Rex froze. But yeah, man, me and T-Rex was talking about, what can the church do? Because prayer ain't enough. People been praying for years now. People been praying for years now, and it still ain't stopping nothing. Folks right now jumping and frantic behind the moves they're making around DEI and all of that other stuff, and all of a sudden want to be strategic. I appreciate that. It's never too late to put a strategy in place, for sure, but it's got to be long term, and it can't have ulterior motives. And I think that is what Jamal Bryant is doing.
And
Hey, cuz, you out, man. I can't see you, and I can barely hear you. Yo, let me text. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Okay, cuz gonna be coming back in. We're gonna give him a minute. Come back around. Let me play the rest of this in the meantime. Okay.
Important. But if we don't bring a spiritual grounding to it in order for you to move forward.
The 40-day fast of Target.
Yes. So people are asking, why did we pick Target when Walmart out of order, McDonald's is out of order, John?
Starting at the beginning. Where you at, T-Rex? Where are you at? T-Rex out, people. Let's see if he's coming back. But yeah, we're gonna end this in a few minutes anyway. But yeah, we just want to talk on that. And again, you know, the strategy is great. I love the strategy. I think we need to take on this mindset more often, but with a lot of we need to have a catalog of this type of information about a lot of different businesses. So whenever we want to take some collective action, we know where we want to target. I like that, but I like the grassroots approach as well. You know, using church networks to actually get information about the community in terms of business plot mapping. What we got, what do we have, and where is it? And if we can see what we have and where it's at, then we can see what we don't have and what's missing. And then now when you talk about withdrawing funds from one place, you can redirect it to another that's going to actually put money in people's pockets so that they can grow businesses. And after a while, there's not a dependency on a Target. T-Rex is back.
Yeah.
What
I'm
up?
back.
Okay, yeah, you were cut out, man.
Yeah, it told me to connect to my Wi-Fi.
Okay. We're gonna close it out in a few minutes, man. But wrap up what you were trying to say when you cut out.
Oh man, I was got caught up. I don't forgot where I was. If you can help me out, where was I at when I was
I know you talked about it was a turn off for you when he went religious on it, and it looks like he was really just recruiting.
Oh yeah, recruiting for the he was recruiting for the church. And then I was just saying that, like, you know, like, give us a central location to where we can either move to that area or we have resources to where we can order from them places, like clothing. So I think probably only thing we probably can't do is order food. So even like hair care products or
That's right.
some stuff like that where we can order, where we don't have to go in there. Even like me going shopping for my kids. And even when shopping for myself, they don't make clothes for black people. Like my son, he got an ass. So when I buy him his pants, it's because of his butt and his legs are big. You know, let's keep it real. A lot of Europeans don't have asses on them. Even when I go to Abercrombie and Fitch and stuff, those are made for European body types.
Yeah.
So if we can find stores that's black business on, I don't know, like me being growing up in DC, they used to have this place called the Madness Shop where it was urban wear, but it was clothes that black people can fit. And it was a style and a swag. It fit our body type. Anything that's outside of that, it's like a hit or miss. Either you got to squeeze your ass into it for black women, or
A
black
lot of
men
women
got
have that problem.
and black men, we're naturally big up top, but we have a problem putting the shirt on because it don't fit our fucking arms. But they'll say we are obese or we are overweight. No, we're big boned people, but y'all don't have enough stores, or Target will not. Let's use Target for example. You don't have a clothing line that's tailored for us.
Yeah. And you know, and see now that's now I'm gonna go back to what you said, then not looking for handouts, right? I mean that's on us to come up with that, right? And the thing is, it exists. It's out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just under promoted, under marketed, underexposed. So I think what
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that there's a lot of black people. I didn't even
right.
know, but I keep hearing it and
Yeah,
hearing it.
but you make a good point that even if a lot of these businesses are concentrated like only in certain states, you still got online,
Yeah.
right? So if these businesses offer good products and services, if they can streamline their shipping process, they can become efficient to serve a lot of people all over the country. But
Yeah.
I think you still do want to see some of these businesses distributed across the states, because
Yes.
then you're putting money in more pockets. You got lesser shipping costs and distances and stuff like that. But people
Mhm.
can leverage these things online. It's not like we got to drive all over the place to get these things. As long as we're talking about non-perishable stuff, you know, we don't need to just be doing everything on Amazon.
Yeah.
If we got a shopping network for us, we can grow us, you know. So then when it's like, hey, Target is tripping, whoever's tripping, instead of abstaining, let's redirect, you know, because that abstaining is just like we talk about spiritually. You just suppressing that thing. And then now when you start shopping, you're gonna go get everything that you didn't buy for that time. You know, you
Mhm.
got to have another outlet, man. And I think that's the real work. I think that's what churches can really step in and be useful. Be community information hubs. Be an information
And,
hub in your community.
and I think if we can't do it all during the year, let's at least try to do it for like Black Friday and Christmas. The
Yeah.
month of November and December when
When
people
there's
are
a
shopping
lot
and
of
stuff.
money being circulated. Lots.
Why don't we pay for these black businesses that got clothing stores? You know, non-perishable shit. If we can't do it all year, just do it for that month. Them
I
two
think,
months.
yeah. I think the businesses really got to be stood up though. Like you got some out there that are operating and running, but it's a lot of businesses that need to be stood up and operated. And I think if again, to me, the church doesn't bring a lot of value spiritually, in my opinion.
No.
Outside of community, you know, you got a community of like-minded people. Maybe some pastors are effective with counseling and stuff like that. But outside of that, all this spiritual stuff and the prayer is not hitting the bottom line. They need to be information hubs. You need to know what's going on with your community, what the demographics are, what the economics are, what the businesses are, and then build strategy around that. But
Keep business, and keep religion. Because it ain't got nothing to do with Christianity. I think that's where he loses his steam. And then I think he got poor choice of words when it come to us. Why we gotta be atheists?
yeah,
Why we gotta be
atheists.
28%? Why we gotta
That,
be this? That it
but
was black
showing
leaders in the
that
church.
that's
Yeah,
just
that's fucked
showing
up.
that you feel some way about people leaving church because you're trying to put a
Yeah.
negative label on them.
Uh-huh.
Atheists. They don't believe in anything. So now you making it seem like these are people that just out here floating and they lack guidance. And that,
Yeah.
you know, for the Black Lives Matter movement, that was the first one that started without the church. What he's putting out there is that when we organize in the absence of a church, it's just out there. We're just floating out there with no guidance. So
It's
now the
basically
church
like he
got to
put a
step in.
negative stigma on us. We not in church.
Yeah,
We're
it's
atheists. We
judgmental.
barbaric. Nah, dog.
Y'all, church head been in the sand, or better yet, in the sky. And that's a problem with them because they're always going to put religion first when they need to
Yeah.
put us first. That's always going to be the problem. And the way it's supposed to work is the people are first. And whatever your belief is should fuel and inform your strategy.
Mm.
You don't got to lead with it. The Bible says this, Bible says that. Okay, if the Bible is your philosophy, then bring some solutions to the forefront. That's all we want to hear, solutions. We don't need chapter and verse, but that's a problem.
Yeah.
You recruiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's it. I just wanted to chop that up. We've been having people pop in and out of here. random live. Just wanted to chop that up, man.
Right. Oh, some people jumped in.
Yeah, I see. It's been onesies and twosies. You know, we never go live, so we ain't established no
Okay, got
cadence. People don't know when to expect us going live and all of that.
you. Yeah.
But we'll be looking
Yeah.
at doing something once a week, moving forward. If we got some good content as far as like a current event, yeah, we'll jump on in here.
Yeah, but yeah, we got to balance that thing out because he lost a lot of people. His choice of word selection. He lost me, and only Christians would a Christian wouldn't catch on to that. Somebody that's woke would have catch on, but a Christian would have been like, "Yeah, that's the reason why is because black people not gonna know that ain't got shit to do with it because black people ain't going to church and all this stuff." Nah, And then you
Yeah,
wanna say something about his spiritual warfare, like nigga, like
yeah.
once I say again, no man,
That's
no
going to be the
man,
loss. I mean, I'm looking at the comments and people love the strategy. People love the data behind it. And,
yeah,
that's the old church. That's how they used to think. They were socially oriented, not theologically. They didn't have their head in the clouds,
yeah.
right? But the fact that he's lacing all of this with the church talk is just showing that it's a church motivation.
And he losing people because people saying they love his strategy, but that religion shit, people ain't trying to hear it, nigga. You
Yeah,
lost steam, my nigga, with the
that's going,
George Floyd. Nigga, this when you was supposed to be talking this shit.
man, they
You
were so
lost
quiet.
steam when COVID-19 hit. You should have been talking this gangster shit.
They
You
were
waited
so
till shit
quiet
died
back
down.
then,
Now you
man.
want to come, like you said, too late, too soon, or whatever.
Yeah, too
Nigga,
little, too
nobody
late.
ain't trying to hear
Yeah.
you because everybody's saying, where was this at when the shit was going? When the
Yeah.
shit was popping?
Church was afraid back then, man.
Yeah, they still afraid. The only reason why they getting nuts now is because it's hurting their pockets. They ain't got that congregation like they had before. Yeah, so yeah, we gonna always keep OGs uncut flavor on everything,
Yeah,
especially with
man.
religion.
Yes. Yep. But that's it, man. We hit on that again. I like the strategy, but
Yeah,
put the church stuff where it belong in the background, man.
yeah, he needed to talk to
But
us before he opened his fucking mouth. All right, bro, leave that out. Leave that out. Stick to this, and you got him.
yeah.
Because if you
But it
bring
was
up
a
that
quick.
religion and atheist, nigga, like scratch all that shit out. Don't even bring that shit up.
He gathered some quick data points though, and came to the Breakfast Club. I mean, because see, remember Jamal Bryant was the one who also went on
Cam
Cam
Newton.
Newton show, Funky
Yeah,
Friday. So he's doing a tour. You know how a artist got a new album coming out or something like that, and they doing the rounds. He's
yeah.
one of the guys. He's one of the forefront people in church and Black Christianity, and he's making his rounds to try and recruit and get the numbers up. I'm telling you, that 28% drop of people going to church or affiliating with religion is his main concern. That's really what he's coming around
Yeah.
to promote. It's dropping. People are leaving church. And now he's trying to show that the church is relevant. He put this data together. Great job. But really, you recruiting. And
Yeah.
it's going to be short-lived because your motivation is just to get people back in church because you want to convince them that the church is involved. And like he said, we don't have our head in the sand. You did have your head in the sand. That's why
Yeah.
you're having to come out now and say it's not in the sand, because that's exactly where it has been.
He telling on
Y'all been
himself.
hiding,
Still
still hiding. Yeah, man. But yeah. So we gonna get on out of here, but we'll be getting back together for the recorded next episode on Sunday. I'm still thinking about I guess I'll drop religion and history of violence on Sunday, but I'm also thinking about the ego thing too.
Oh, are we still recording?
Yeah, we gonna record. We of course.
No, I'm saying, are we still on the Bryant thing?
Yeah. Let me go
Okay.
ahead and end that. Appreciate y'all for joining, for watching. Until next time, we out. OG's Uncut. Peace.
Dang. Dang. You ain't even put that out yet.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me get this.